very warm introduction. And it's great to be here in Clifton Park, really where it all began for us. This is the place where our campaign got our first victory in the endorsement process. And we owe so much to the committee men and women here in Clifton Park. I want to thank the leader of the party here, Chairman Bob Wilcox, for his leadership. And to all the elected officials and all the party officials, the committee men and women here today, and also the grassroots supports. We've got Tea Party members here who are going to walk side by side the committee men and women to bring us victory. This is the kind of grassroots support, the grassroots turnout that is, I think, going to ignite the kind of passion that's going to bring us victory. I think we owe, yes indeed, the gravy train has ended, but we do have some of the best Republican chicken ever known to man. Jiffy's Barbecue. Randy Jiffy, that's a patriot. Randy Jiffy, that's a patriot right there. Great American. Thank you very much, Randy. And our sponsors, Bob Miller and Kevin Eburn. Appreciate that. Hey, this election, we look at this election and the choices before us. Are we going to continue down the path of centralization and dependency, the one that we're on right now? Or are we going to rediscover our founding principles and restore our republic? I will tell you, our campaign is going to fight to restore our republic.
Right.
Now, in the 20th district, in this district, you're going to see two candidates with a similar message. You're going to see two candidates that are going to run as fiscal conservatives. They're going to talk about smaller government. They're going to talk about lowering taxes. And they're going to talk about getting government out of the way. But with all due respect, what I say to the gentleman from Missouri, Mr. Scott Murphy, show me. Show me. You look at his record, and he votes with Speaker Pelosi 90% of the time. Now, Speaker Pelosi, she is many things, but a fiscal conservative is not among them. And she can be the first one to tell you that. 90% of the time voting with Speaker Pelosi, not a fiscal conservative. Supported the health care bill. Initially was on, I think, the right side there. He stood opposed to the health care bill. But under pressure, he came in the final vote and flip-flopped his position and voted for it. Now that bill, I believe, is going to lead to higher premiums. It's going to lead to higher, it certainly has new taxes in there, higher taxes. It has new regulations, including what has been talked about in the last week about the 1099s for all our business owners here. Anytime you do business in excess of $600 now with any firm, any entity, you're going to have to file a new 1099. Now how much more is that in terms of red tape? Potential, we're talking about hires, but we're talking about CPAs and lawyers. That is actually going to put a drag on the bottom line for our business owners. That's moving in the wrong direction. And then finally, with this bill, we see 17,000 new IRS workers. So, these folks, wonderful folks, but they have nothing to do with health care. They're not going to do a single thing for your quality health care. What it is 17,000 new public salaries, 17,000 sets of new benefits, and 17,000 new pension obligations. On top of the new construction we're going to need to build, to put them to work. Ladies and gentlemen, that's movement in the wrong direction, and is most certainly not fiscally conservative. That's number one in terms of his vote. The second thing is, you look at the cap and trade bill. And that cap and trade, there are smarter ways to balance, to take care of the environment, which we all love. That's why we're here. We're here because we love to live in upstate New York with the four seasons and all the beauty that comprises the 20th district. But there are smarter ways to balance the environment and the economy than cap and trade, not a fiscally conservative bill. Third thing that differentiates this campaign from the opposition is card check. Card check. What card check does is it goes to workers and says, you no longer have the right to a private ballot on whether or not you're going to be unionized. And when asked about why he supported it, he said, well,